Hi guys, in this video I'll be covering defence. I wanted more variety in the footage, so the fights I'll be using are Conor Walcott's first fights and Ezra Charles. These fights are also at different stages of Joe's career. With the defence, bear in mind Joe is an aggressive mid-range counter-puncher, meaning he walks forward and will be trying to land his right cross and left hook while drawing a shot from you. Because defence is such a big topic, I will cover it in 4 videos. This video is a broad overview of defence explained by Joe in his book. I'll have a specific how-to videos going into detail how to do the techniques properly, and the techniques which should be used to defend the jab, the right hand and the left hook in separate videos. Start with parrying the jab. It's such a basic yet important technique to use properly. By parrying the jab, Joe remains in position and is more importantly in the correct range in order to land his counter. This is an essential technique for an aggressive fighter. There's 2 types of defence. There's simply making a shot miss or minimising the damage, and then there's doing that and adding a counter. By adding a counter you make yourself dangerous. Ultimately, defence will not win fights, punches win fights. So having a solid defence is essential to land punches. So when someone hit Joe, he tried to hit them back instinctively. The goal was not just to make a shot miss, it was to make the miss and land one of his own, and this is shown in these clips. If you didn't know, Jack Blackburn also taught Jersey Joe Walcott. He is a very great boxer, he's very slick, and when doing this breakdown it made me want to do a video on him as well. Now you should be able to see the similarities between both of the fighters, and so they're both trying to land their right hands. Walcott is trying to counter Lewis's jab, while Lewis is trying to counter Walcott's right hand with his own cross. Joe explains that the left hook is particularly effective as a counter. He uses it a lot as a catch and shoot. He will defend their punch and then land a left hook of his own. He is making them miss and then making them pay. I feel that's what a lot of people aren't doing at the moment. They make them miss, but then they lose the opportunity to land one of their own. That's not how you win a fight. Make them miss, hit them back, hit them on their chin and hurt them. Don't just settle for making them miss. The long range left hook counter. I just love it. So Joe shows how to do this in all 3 of the fights, and he shows a variety of an outside slip, an inside slip and a duck. This shows that if you punch in the same way as Joe, you're able to land a shot with power in practically any situation. Joe uses a duck, or the bob, a lot in his fights. It's a simple bend at the waist which changes the head position, and it's ideal for hooks and crosses. Your head goes under their shot and you're still able to counter afterward. This is old school and not many coaches will teach this nowadays. However, I find it very effective and the footage shows it works. You can block the right hand, however this is the least preferable method because it can still be damaging. Another is to roll the shot and use angles. This is very good as you minimise the damage to yourself. Your opponent may lose their balance if they overcommit and you're in position to land one of your own. By rolling, you're putting the weight on one side of your body which will load up a counter. Joe lands the left hook here when he shoulder rolls the right hand. By maintaining the angle and his old school boxing stance, the right hand will literally bounce off his shoulder. Slips are using the shoulder movement to change your head position, which are very effective against straight shots. They're very good to add rhythm and make you unpredictable, because they can act as feints with very little drawbacks. The dip is like a half duck, half slip, hence the name. You can use it at longer ranges and is less commitment than a full duck. It's only a slight difference, but the point of these breakdowns is to see all the nitty gritty details. When Joe came back out of retirement against Charles, he does it so many times compared to before, you can really see the difference. Step backs are used to create space so their shot will fall short. In my how to left hook and uppercut videos, I show how effective they can be. The jab is also perfect for this purpose. This is very important, but shouldn't be overused as an aggressive pressure fighting style, but perfect for a more defensive style. A good tip for blocking is that you lower yourself into your stance. This is similar to a tortoise going into its shell. In the book it explains that blocks are for your chin, meaning you don't raise your hands much above it. I see a lot of boxers down the clubs have a tendency to bring their arms up to defend a headshot, exposing their ribs. I think this is madness, as I love to land a body shot, because they wind you and they make you very uncomfortable. You don't want to raise your arms to block headshots, you want to lower your chin to your chest and have your hands either side of your chin while lowering your centre of gravity, giving you better balance. Think of your stance as your shell and you're going into it rather than moving your arms up to defend. If you lower your stance, you're able to move too as well, so that's not an issue. Joe tries to hit while he's in the clinch and they're mostly left hooks. I don't want to spend too much time talking about clinching because it can speak for itself. Clinching is used when you're hurt or you're not in the correct position to tie up the hands of your opponent. This will reduce their punch output. In addition to this, you can clinch after your own shots. This means they will find it much harder to hit you after your own combination, and I show this in my Sugar Ray Robinson boxing style video. Thanks for watching, guys. The next video will be how to defend the jab using the same techniques that I've been using in this video.